Welcome to the Psychology and Physical Training channel, Introduction to Leadership, our discussion on leadership. But first, what is leadership? At its core, leadership is the art of motivating a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal. It's a fundamental concept, a guiding force that fuels the engine of any organization, propelling it towards success. Just imagine a ship without a captain, a team without a coach, or a country without a president. It's leadership that steers the ship, guides the team, and directs a nation. Leadership is not just about being at the helm, it's about inspiring, motivating, and driving others towards a shared vision. In the realm of business, leadership is the key to fostering innovation, driving growth, and building a sustainable future. In politics, it's the cornerstone of good governance, policymaking, and diplomacy. Having understood the basic definition of leadership, let's delve into the various theories that have shaped our understanding of this concept over the years. Trait theories of leadership. Going back to the early 20th century, we encounter the first theory, trait theories of leadership. Picture this, a group of individuals diverse in nature, each possessing a unique set of qualities. Now imagine that among this group, certain individuals rise to the top, their unique traits setting them apart as leaders. This is the essence of trait theories of leadership. The idea that certain inherent traits make individuals effective leaders. It's a bit like the ingredients in a recipe, isn't it? Each trait adds a distinct flavor, and when combined, they create a leader who can inspire, motivate, and guide others. But what are these key traits? Let's delve into that. First up, we have intelligence. Leaders need to be smart, not just academically, but also emotionally. They need to understand complex situations, make informed decisions, and manage relationships effectively. Next, we have self-confidence. A leader must believe in their abilities and convey that belief to others. This instills trust and encourages followers to buy into their vision. Determination is another essential trait. Leaders must be resilient, persevering, and committed to their goals. They set the pace and keep the team moving forward, even in the face of adversity. Integrity, too, plays a crucial role. Leaders must be honest, ethical, and principled. They must walk the talk, leading by example and maintaining a consistent set of values. And finally, sociability. Leaders must be able to communicate effectively, build relationships, and create a sense of community. They need to be able to connect with others on a personal level, fostering a sense of belonging and unity. But as with any theory, the trait theory has its limitations. It was criticized for its lack of flexibility and consideration of situational factors. After all, leadership isn't a one-size-fits-all concept, is it? Different situations call for different types of leadership, and that's what led to the development of our next theory, the behavioral theory of leadership. Despite its contribution, the trait theory was criticized for its lack of flexibility and consideration of situational factors. This led to the development of the next theory, the behavioral theory of leadership. Behavioral theories of leadership. Moving forward, we come across the behavioral theories of leadership. These theories take a different approach from the trait theories we just discussed. Instead of focusing on the inherent traits of leaders, behavioral theories concentrate on how leaders behave and interact with their teams. The fundamental assumption here is that leaders can be made, rather than are born. This perspective opens up the potential for anyone with the right coaching and development to step into a leadership role. There are three main behavioral styles that have been identified: democratic, autocratic, and laissez-faire. Let's delve a little deeper into each of these styles. First, democratic leaders. These leaders believe in sharing decision-making with their team, encouraging participation and fostering an environment of collaboration and respect. They value everyone's input and often achieve a high level of team satisfaction. Then, we have autocratic leaders. These leaders prefer to make decisions on their own, with little to no input from their team. They like to maintain control and direct all activities. While this style may be effective in situations that require quick decision-making, it can sometimes lead to low team morale. Lastly, we have laissez-faire leaders. This French term translates to let do, and that's exactly what these leaders do. They provide minimal guidance to their team, allowing them to make decisions independently. While this can foster creativity and innovation, it can also result in a lack of direction and structure. These behavioral theories of leadership have been instrumental in highlighting the importance of a leader's actions and behaviors, rather than just their inherent traits. They reinforce the belief that leadership is not a one-size-fits-all concept, and the most effective leaders are those who can adapt their style depending on their team and the situation at hand. These theories paved the way for further research into how situational factors could affect leadership behavior. Let's explore more. The Iowa Leadership Studies, Ohio State Studies, University of Michigan Studies. The mid-20th century brought us a series of studies that further refined our understanding of leadership. First up, we have the Iowa Leadership Studies. Conducted in the 1930s and 40s, these studies sought to uncover the most effective leadership style by observing children's behaviors in group settings. They identified three primary leadership styles: autocratic, democratic, and laissez-faire. The autocratic leader made all decisions without input. The democratic leader encouraged group participation in decision-making, and the laissez-faire leader took a hands-off approach. The findings suggested that democratic leadership was generally the most effective, fostering more positive group interactions and productivity. Next, we turn to the Ohio State Studies of the 1940s and 50s. These studies were pivotal in distinguishing between two key dimensions of leadership behavior: initiating structure and consideration. Initiating structure involves organizing and defining relationships within the group, setting clear patterns and roles. Consideration, on the other hand, involves building camaraderie, respect, and trust among team members. The Ohio State studies found that leaders who were high in both dimensions were generally more successful. Last but certainly not least, we have the University of Michigan studies from the 1950s. These studies identified two central leadership behaviors: employee orientation and production orientation. Leaders with a strong employee orientation showed genuine concern for their team members and their personal needs. Those with a production orientation, however, focused more on the task at hand and the completion of their goals. The Michigan studies suggested that an employee-oriented leadership style resulted in more effective teams. In essence, these three studies, conducted in Iowa, Ohio, and Michigan, each contributed unique insights into the complexities of leadership behavior. They helped us understand that effective leadership is not merely about dictating orders, but about structuring tasks, showing consideration for team members, and balancing people and task orientations. These studies further expanded our understanding of leadership, but there was still room for more nuanced theories. Blake and Mouton managerial grid. Finally, we arrive at a more modern theory of leadership, the managerial grid by Blake and Mouton. This model is a versatile tool that allows us to explore the complex landscape of leadership styles based on two essential factors: concern for people and concern for production. On one side of the grid, we have concern for people. This axis gauges how much a leader cares about their team members' needs, personal growth, and well-being. On the other side, we have concern for production. This measures a leader's focus on achieving goals, meeting deadlines, and maintaining high-quality output. Now, imagine a grid with these two factors as axes. The intersection of these axes gives us 5 distinct leadership styles. Let's walk through them, shall we? First up, we have the impoverished style, where leaders show low concern for both people and production. They do just enough to get by and avoid getting fired. Next, we have the country club style. Here, leaders prioritize the needs of their team, often at the expense of productivity. They're all about creating a comfortable, friendly environment. Then there's the produce or perish style. These leaders are all about the bottom line, with little regard for the needs or feelings of their team. It's all work and no play. The middle-of-the-road style strikes a balance between people and production. Leaders here aim for acceptable performance levels while maintaining satisfactory morale. Lastly, we have the team style. Leaders who operate in this style show high concern for both people and production. They foster an environment where everyone feels involved and motivated to do their best work. This managerial grid offers a more nuanced understanding of leadership styles. It highlights that effective leadership is not about swinging to extremes, but about finding the right balance. So, as we see, our understanding of leadership has evolved greatly over the years, from inherent traits to behavioral styles to situational factors, each theory adding a layer to our comprehension of this complex phenomenon. Conclusion. In conclusion, leadership is a complex and multifaceted concept. Each theory we've discussed today offers a unique perspective, shedding light on different aspects of leadership. Let's take a walk down memory lane and recap the main points from each theory. We started our journey with an introduction to leadership. It's not just about being in charge or holding a position of power. Leadership is about influencing others towards achieving a common goal. Remember, a good leader inspires, motivates, and guides their team to success. They are the captains of the ship, steering the course and navigating through the storms. Next, we delved into the trait theories of leadership. These theories propose that certain individuals possess inherent traits that make them effective leaders. Remember, these traits range from self-confidence and determination to intelligence and creativity. But it's important to note that while these traits may help, they are not the be-all and end-all of leadership. Leadership is not an exclusive club for the naturally gifted. It's a skill that can be learned, honed, and perfected. We then shifted our focus to the behavioral theories of leadership. These theories suggest that it's not just about who you are, but what you do that matters. Leadership is about the actions you take, the decisions you make, and the way you interact with your team. Remember, whether it's the democratic style of involving everyone in decision-making or the autocratic style of making decisions alone, each style has its own merits and demerits. The key is to understand the situation and adapt your style accordingly. Our exploration took us to the Iowa Leadership Studies, Ohio State Studies, and University of Michigan Studies. These studies provided valuable insights into the different dimensions of leadership. From the Iowa studies, we learned about the effects of democratic, autocratic, and laissez-faire leadership styles on group behavior. The Ohio State studies introduced us to the concept of consideration and initiating structure, emphasizing the importance of both task-oriented and people-oriented behaviors in leadership. And the University of Michigan studies further highlighted the impact of employee-oriented and production-oriented leadership styles on team performance. Finally, we examined the Blake and Mouton managerial grid, a tool that helps leaders understand their own style and adapt it to the needs of their team and organization. Remember, the grid features 5 different leadership styles, each represented by a point on the grid. These styles range from impoverished, low concern for both people and production, to team, high concern for both people and production. The grid serves as a visual representation of a leader's concern for people versus their concern for production, helping leaders strike the right balance for optimum team performance. In wrapping up our discussion, it's important to remember that no single theory provides a complete picture of leadership. Each theory offers a piece of the puzzle, helping us understand the intricacies of leadership from different angles. The most effective leaders are those who can adapt their style to the needs of their team and the demands of the situation. They are flexible, versatile, and capable of wearing different hats. So, what's the secret sauce of effective leadership? Well, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Leadership is a journey of self-discovery and continuous learning. It's about understanding your strengths, acknowledging your weaknesses, and being open to feedback and change. It's about being authentic, staying true to your values, and leading by example. And most importantly, it's about putting your team first, creating a positive and empowering environment, and inspiring them to reach their full potential. In the realm of leadership, there's always room for growth and improvement. So whether you're a seasoned leader or just starting out, take the time to reflect on your leadership style. Learn from your experiences, seek feedback, and strive to be the best leader you can be. After all, leadership is not a destination, but a journey. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of leadership theories. Remember, great leaders are those who understand their own style, but also the needs of their team and organization. Until next time, keep leading. And if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe and follow the Psychology and Physical Training channel for more videos. Thank you for watching.